You said that this book is a book that took about 4 years to develop, even more maybe. Can you talk us through the process of making a book like this? How do you choose the authors, the topics? What are the creative decisions that you made throughout this process? If you can, I think Nancy, you as an administrator, you will have more insights maybe, but can you talk us through a project like this?
Well, initially it was just an idea. Maybe we should try to pull together a survey work. But then, as you say, you have to have an approach. We had all these topics from different regions, and we were thinking between, do we do a regional, is that how we organize things regionally, or do we organize things chronologically? And then eventually we realized, no, it's not one or the other, it's both. Divide into regions and then tell the story chronologically within each region. Once we came to that, then we could start to look to what topics we felt needed to be included within each region. And then from there, then you have to say, okay, we have 16 topics in this first region, now we need 16 writers. And then you just start networking. You use your own networks and you network with other people and they help you and they say, well, no, I don't think I'm the person to write. We heard a lot of that. I don't think I'm the person to write, but I give you 2 names of people that I think might be willing to write. So it was actually a process of literally contacting probably 200 to 300 people in order to get 26 writers. Yeah.
Say that because it was such a long process, 4 to 5 years in volume 1, we actually had 3 of our writers die during that time period, and that created, of course, sympathy to the families in that, but it also meant we had huge gaps. So there were some issues that arose during the writing of the book that you can't always foresee. I had worked with an old professor of mine many years ago at Glasgow University, and we were producing a Brill companion to the Scottish Reformation. And in that, he started with 32 authors, and by the end of the book, he had it down to 26. Well, we had sort of started with about 30 that were committed, and at the end of the day, we had 26. And I really appreciated him because he was a wonderful man to me as a mentor. He sort of said, now, this is what you're going to experience when you work on a massive survey. And he said, this one's bigger than we had to deal with on Scotland and the Reformation. This one's Africa. This is taking a huge chunk of time and geography. And he said, this is what you watch for, this is what you need to look for. And I appreciated his mentoring and guiding. Now, at the end of the day, the mistakes are mine. I'll have to accept that. But I really appreciated his guiding hand in helping us through that process. And I also must say, CLF and Barnabas were part of that process to help us, to take us to the next step, because we had so many graphic issues with some of the material we were working back to the 1790s and that, and CLF and Barnabas just brought that team together, and it was great. I should say one thing we struggled with, once you start to do regions of Africa and chronologically starting from the very beginnings of Presbyterian missions in Africa, in Sierra Leone, and work your way down from that, it is a challenge then to say, what do you do with this? Because this is a wonderful idea to explore, but it's a theme. And so we decided we would actually create a whole section of the book around themes. And actually, I'm really pleased with those themes because I think some people will be drawn to the themes even before the chronological narrative history, because they will say, oh, I want to know what Presbyterians thought about singing in the early period of the, say, 1800 in Africa. What was their singing like? So we tried to pull out ideas that would make the book a little more palatable, interesting, and diverse at the same time.